And what is going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? Good morning to you, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Vega. This is SerpentX Special Forces Caffeine and Crypto, where I invite you to join me on this show where we talk about crypto, cryptocurrency, mining, hardware, all that good stuff, while drinking a caffeinated beverage. I got my traditional, everybody knows, my tried and true NOS energy drink here. NOS, still waiting on that sponsorship, but was running a little bit late, but I wasn't going to do you guys like I did last week where I was super late. So, interesting week, realistically. Very interesting week. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and pull up Coin360 here. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you guys can hear me. Wife is going to be moving about in the background here, maybe, possibly, so just bear with us. But, yeah, man, crypto took a dip today, and it's been, or this week, and it's been kind of hectic. Let's go back to the hourly or 4 hours and see exactly what's going on. Just ignore this line that I had here. Not a TA guy. I honestly suck at it. But anyways, yeah. Bitcoin took a dip this week. Thank everybody for coming over from Red Pen and Mining. Congratulations to the winners and everybody over there. Really appreciate you guys stopping by. What's up, Jay Bohannon, Taines, 56, Rob FRC, Crypto Shaped, Thunder Magnus, Old Jewel, Daniel, I can't say your last name, Daniel, but Daniel, thank you for stopping by. Panda Raid, huh? Chancoin, Nicholas. All right, cool. Crypto Mikkel actually was doing a live stream earlier today too, because I believe there was a, and I would honestly say go watch him because he did it much better. Actually, Crypto Mikkel has been a very valuable asset to my specific community, so I really greatly appreciate it. So from my understanding, there's kind of a rebrand going on with Zelle Cash becoming Flux, and there was an actual snapshot that happened this morning around 3 a.m. Central Standard Time, where I believe it's 10-1. I want to say, Crypto Mikkel, 10-1. So yeah, you guys should check out that live stream. All right, before we get into today's topics, I do want to say that this live stream, like most of my live stream, is sponsored by, well, you guys, by helping support the channel, whether you join down the membership below, click the affiliate links as well, and by dogelord.com. Dogelord.com is where you can get a shirt like this from my collection. They got a number of different pretty cool designs, honestly. Savage really killed it with his designs, but they got the Savage collection, Red Panda, myself, so on and so forth. If you guys really want to check that out, everybody likes this Bitcoin to the Moon shirt, but it's down in the description if you are interested. Definitely help support the channel. I greatly appreciate it. So Crypto Mikkel's correcting me. It was a 1-to-1 Zelle to Flux, and maybe I'll do a video on it, but I think Crypto Mikkel really nailed it because, you know, using the Zelle Core wallet is something I should have done a little bit more, but I haven't. And yeah, so anyways, there was a snapshot, and we're switching over to Flux, I want to say. Zelle upcoming fork mining algorithm, Zelle Cash. Let's see, that was last year. That's talking about the algorithm fork. Let's look at CoinDar. Okay, that doesn't do anything for me. All right. Anyways, there was some type of 1-to-1 transaction that happened if you had Zelle in the Zelle Core wallet. So keep your eyes out for that. Crypto Mikkel, do me a favor. Put your link to your live stream this morning, or any information you might have about the transition in the live chat for me, bud. Greatly appreciated. Also, we got the Aeon Poker Tournament coming up here soon, so you guys should definitely sign up for that. Matter of fact, I do not have it on me. If anybody of my moderators want to throw it in the live chat, so I can pull it up, we'll talk about that. But let's get into the news, right? So cryptocurrency, the beginning of this week, right? Monday was the 21st, I want to say, the 22nd. So Monday the 22nd, was about right here. And so Sunday night going into Monday, we were kind of going up, got all the way up to 58, and then we just dropped down to 52, went back up to 57, dropped back down to about 50 flat, and now we're sitting in this 54, 55K range. What is going to happen? Well, I don't have a crystal ball or anything like that, but I will let you in on a little secret. Every year on the weekend of the Easter holiday, so to speak, there's a market pump, not only in stocks, but in crypto. So what I'm expecting is we might consolidate the next week. We might even dip down further, but I expect some type of run up of maybe a small one, if any, next week before the Easter weekend, right? So April 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Just keep that in mind. Not a fortune teller, don't have a crystal ball, but just want you to know that. All right. So Bitcoin can reach 400K in 2021 as risk-off reserve asset, says Bloomberg. With institutions demanding protection from inflation and dollar depreciation, historical trends could see BTC USD 8x from its current prices, says Bloomberg. Bitcoin still gets criticized for being too volatile, but one Bloomberg analyst believes that conversely, it's becoming a risk-off. On March 22nd, Mike McGlone, senior commodity strategist at Bloomberg Intelligence, says that the year marked a watershed moment for the largest cryptocurrency. McGlone updated the chart of BTC USD average, which I believe is this chart right here, while on its way to becoming a global digital reserve asset, and its maturing leap in 2021 may be to transition Bitcoin towards a risk-off asset. A potential. What is a risk-off asset? Actually, let's Google search that real quick. What is a risk-off asset? What is the definition of that? Investors tend to change asset classes depending on the perceived risk in the markets. When stocks are selling off and investors run for shelter to bonds or gold, the environment is said to be risk-off. Investors invest in a risk-on environment when they put their money into riskier assets. Okay? A potential peak of this year with the previous behavior and context could be as much as 400,000 per coin, so shows this chart. The doors on their estimates, such as that of stock to flow, which calls for the average of $288,000 between now and 2024. So if we're only at 50,000, 55,000, and there's a chance that we could hit 200 something thousand, that's a pretty significant gain. That's why you always hear me talking about DCA, dollar cost average. When you get paid, take $10, put it in, 20, 15, whatever you got. If you can spare a couple hundred here, a couple hundred there, that might be a good opportunity for you. But again, not financial advice, just saying. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, as I mentioned in many of my videos. Just be careful. So I believe Michael Saylor said, "My mission right now is to fix the balance sheets of the world." He's the CEO of MicroStrategy, one of the largest Bitcoin treasury investors. And Saylor kickstarted a trend among public companies last year, which has seen over 52 million converted to BTC on a cost basis, now worth over 73 billion, according to monitoring resources. Morgan Stanley, limiting crypto assets to 2.5% of high net worth individual accounts that have over 2 million in assets, have been active for over 6 months, shows that the bank realized Bitcoin is very risky and wants to limit legal liability from investors who lose money. Jerome Powell likened Bitcoin to a substitute for gold, to Peter Schiff's displeasure, which Peter Schiff's a gold bug guy, but added that it did not pose a risk to the dollar or financial stability. I kind of agree with that. So 9 times out of 10, we're going to be taking our crypto and converting it to some type of local fiat. And then, paying bills, buying stuff. Matter of fact, you got this guy. Now, I released a members only video of what I did to get this GPU. I'll open it up. Like, members only videos are not like the best quality. But I do open it up after the fact, like later on, so that way the rest of the community can see it. But this GPU I got locally, okay? And right now on eBay, these GPUs are going for $1,000 plus or near $1,000, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Well, I've seen Red Panda and a number of others release videos on, what they're doing to get GPUs and stuff like that. You got the Newegg Shuffle. In my Discord, I have channels set up that are linked to various stock drops that show you, AMD 6000 series, Nvidia 3000 series, even the AMD 5000 series Ryzen CPUs. So stock drops, Newegg Shuffle, but also, if you keep your eyes open, you can shop locally. So Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, stuff like that. So you can actually find some stuff, because right now it is absolutely nuts trying to get hardware. I got that GPU at roughly $75 over MSRP, over the original MSRP, not eBay MSRP. So let's look up the RX 5700. Look at that. Absolutely ridiculous. Let's go to the lowest price. There's probably going to be some people trying to mess with the scalpers, which is perfectly fine. Box only. Read description. Usually if it says read description, it's a scalper. I wish we could get this one. This is from Newegg, but it's never in stock. If you keep your eyes open and get this, call me. Call me. I've been looking for that. This guy's selling, but the bids are going to go high. Let's do buy it now instead. That kind of shows us what the average market value is. Fake. So yeah, it's going to be around $200, $800 for a storage box, which is absolutely nuts. So $900, $925, $925, $950. So around $1,000 for a 5700 XT, which is absolutely nuts. But again, look locally, and you might be able to win out pretty good. But I converted my Bitcoin into fiat, right? And it was more around when it was around 56,000, somewhere in there. So actually, like the person I sold the Bitcoin to is probably down a little bit, but still roughly, if he hangs on to it, it will come back up. But you can buy products with it. I bought a car ECU from a 08 Type S Acura TL that I need for my 05 TL. I bought GPUs. I know a lot of you actually buy hardware with your cryptocurrency. So Jerome Powell's correct in saying and making a statement as, he does not see that it poses a risk to the dollar or financial stability, like Bitcoin itself. If anything, it will help bring financial stability, in my opinion, to the majority of the world. Let me tweet this out real quick so I can see if I can get some more people in here to the live stream. Not that I don't love you guys, but let me see here. See what happens. I usually tweet it out, but what happened is I actually had, let me put this back on Coin360 so you're not just watching me. I actually had to take my wife's car to go get work done, and completely, stop by my mom's to see how she's doing. Completely forgot and had a haul butt back home, which is not a big deal. We got here in plenty of time. But yeah. Alright, so we're live. And I really appreciate everybody who's hanging out, chilling with us. Do this every week, every weekend, on Saturday. Used to come before Red Panda mining, but I believe his baby's getting him up early, so it just works out better for us this way. All right, so that's tweeted out. What's up, Dan to Dane? Thank you so much for swinging through. Mega the King. Pocket, what's up? Oh, son of a tech stopped by real quick. Just chilling out. All right, good deal. Let's see what's going on. Nefarious, what's up, buddy? Morning, guy. Well, we need to work on that 3070 there, Nefarious. We need to work on that 3070. All right, let's continue through the news. So Bitcoin firms team up to launch clean energy mining venture. And that's one of the biggest things that you're hearing in the crypto space. is that Bitcoin mining is using a lot of, it's very resource intensive, and it's hurting the natural environment depending on where you are. So DMG Solutions and Argo Blockchain are teaming up to launch a Bitcoin mining pool to run on hydro resources. Now, everything I'm going to talk about in today's video is going to be linked in the description below. I'm not going to read every single thing to you guys, but if you're interested in continuing to read, feel free to check it out down below. Whether you're watching this live or watching this in the future, either way, let me know your comments and thoughts in the video below. All right, so we got two companies teaming up. The pool will be powered by hydroelectric resources, according to firms. Two companies today announced the clean energy mining pool, Bitcoin. Sorry, I'm not answering you right now. Which they claim will be the world's first, as the debate on the crypto's carbon footprint heats up, and it has been heating up. We already know the two companies, and they plan is that the mining pool named Terra Pool will work to better manage the impact of Bitcoin mining on the climate. According to Dan Retzik, CEO of DMG Blockchain, the joint mining pool venture is the only Bitcoin mining pool to mandate its miners or to mandate that its miners use green, clean energy resources. In an email statement to Decrypt, miners are a variety of power sources globally, from nuclear to hydro to coal, and many miners are already using renewable resources of energy. Like some people are using solar. Eventually, I plan on installing a solar roof on my house and supplying supplemental power for my rigs. You probably can't power an entire like at home, multiple rigs, 4 or 5 rigs off of the normal traditional solar on your house, but at least in a commercial scale you can if you have fields of these solar panels. But I thought that was pretty cool, that they're trying to implement green or clean ways to power their mining rigs. Right now, Bitcoin miners tend not to use renewable resources, but some companies are pushing for a greener approach to produce the cryptocurrency. Payments company Square, for example, launched a Bitcoin clean energy investment initiative in December, committing $10 million to support other companies that drive renewables within the Bitcoin ecosystem. DMG is a public cryptocurrency firm listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange, focusing on mining public blockchains and applying permission blockchain technology. While London-based Argo is the only mining company listed on the London Stock Exchange, the publicly traded company, founded in 2017, last month achieved a record revenue in growth. And you can see here the tweet from David at DMG talking about going green or being green in the crypto mining space. And I just thought this was pretty interesting. Again, if you want to continue to read any of these articles, check it out in the description below. If you are trying to get a hold of my attention while I'm going through the news for this week, definitely at me in the live chat or send a super chat, whichever you can. Obviously, if you need to save money, please do. Do not spend money unless you are easily capable of it. God knows I'm broke. Bitcoin mining piles pressure on struggling chip industry. We all know about the shortage. It's not news to us. It's ongoing, and it's probably going to continue to be ongoing for a while. Matter of fact, real talk, it's probably not going to be this year. We don't have fabs that are going to be up and running, especially here in the U.S., until 2023, 2022. This is going to be an ongoing problem. Now, eventually, yes, the secondhand market is going to be flooded, but for right now, unfortunately, guys, we're just going to have to deal with it. Don't buy from scalpers. If you can get it at MSRP using Newegg Shuffle, stock drops, what have you, please do that. Don't support the scalpers, otherwise they're going to keep staying here. But I don't see this changing anytime soon. It might get a little bit better towards the end of 2021, but realistically, we need the supply to just dump a bunch at once, so that way the scalpers and bots can't buy them all. And then all these bots and scalpers are going to be like, well, I can't sell these all at the price I was looking for, so now I'm losing money, and I'm going to have to sell it at a loss. And then that's when the secondhand market can start recuperating and rejuvenating its stuff. All right, checking the chat real quick. Bear with me here. All right. You guys are just chatting to each other. Good deal. Everybody's having a good time. Sweet. That's what's up. All right, so let's see here. The global semiconductor industry is facing shortages due to a soaring demand for consumer electronics amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Don't you dare hit me, YouTube, with the damn demonetize. Fueled by the current crypto bull run, crypto miners are exuberating chip shortage as they snap up mining hardware. A global shortage of semiconductors is being exuberated by the growing demand for cryptocurrency miners. I wouldn't say miners, but the hardware itself. The added demand for crypto miners is piling pressure on the chip industry that's dealing with multiple crises. From supply constraints to structural shortage of high-end chips, C.W. Chang, head of research at Nomaru in Seoul, told that in Financial Times, last year's Bitcoin halving not only resulted in Bitcoin miners' rewards being cut in half, but it also pushed up the mining difficulty, a relative measure that indicates how difficult and time-consuming it is to discover new blocks on the Bitcoin network. Couple that with massive Bitcoin bull run, which earlier this month saw the world's most popular cryptocurrency reach a new all-time high of $61,000. Miners are looking to more efficient machines in order to stay competitive. That in turn is helping to drive up demand for high-end chips. It's a perfect storm. We got the Bitcoin miners aren't the only ones who need chips. Since the start of this pandemic, semiconductors have been in short supply because of the surge in demand for personal computers and other electronic devices required to work or study from home. Other affected sectors include the automotive industry, which is struggling to source enough semiconductors to build its products, as well as the TV, smartphone, and game console. The result is a perfect storm of supply and demand factors. Neil Kaplan, media and tech analysis of Mirabad, told The Guardian. Basically, there is a new level of demand that they can't keep up with. Everyone's is in a crisis, and it's getting worse. The sector's largest dependent on TSMC, or Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, and Samsung are the two largest manufacturers in the world, and the main suppliers for such tech giants such as Apple and Intel, according to Chung. During the last Bitcoin rally, mining chips accounted for a tenth of TSMC's entire sales, which we're going to talk about this next. Ethereum miners versus gamers. Okay, we all know this story. Like Bitcoin, Ethereum employs a proof-of-work consensus mechanism that requires cryptocurrency miners to secure the network. Unlike Bitcoin, it's still cost-efficient to mine Ethereum using GPUs rather than more efficient ASICs, or powerful ASICs. That's helping lead to the GPU shortage. It's a bid to tackle the global in the bid to tackle this shortage. GPU giant Nvidia has announced that it will place hash rate limitations on GPUs, which we obviously got by, and Brandon Coyne has made a bunch of videos on that, as well as myself. AMD, however, has no plans to restrict the miners, which we talked about. The restrictions are coming more at the memory bus and bandwidth area. They're not doing anything driver related, so it's more architectural, and we can't bypass that. Maybe the more power tool can expand the limits, but that's how AMD is limiting us, even though it has no plans to set restrictions like Nvidia did to prevent cryptocurrency. Okay, so Cheng said that the supply squeeze is likely to last through the end of this year. And that's what I was talking about. It might get better towards the end of this year, but unfortunately it's going to continue probably well into 2022, unfortunately. Hopefully not, but I think it's going to continue on, especially with all these scalpers and stuff like that. All right, let me see what everybody's saying, and we'll get on with the rest of this stuff. Yeah, Garrett, so that he says TSMC is now building its fabs in America. That's one of the fabs I was talking about that's not going to be ready to 2023. And Charles Fowl asked, are bots really that good at getting cards? And I mean hitting scams too. Yes, they're really good, really fast, very efficient, and it's its own little group. You got 3 Danes in here today. Soon we'll demand a flag and service. Nice. Alright, so you guys are all doing good. No problem, Charles. Thank you for stopping by. AMD, let's see here. Tane says AMD doesn't need to put in restrictions. It's built in a card due to memory bandwidth. Correct. The memory bandwidth and bus width was the limitation. 192-bit bus, and the bandwidth limitation is really makes it the 6700 very unattractive, and the 68,000. Well, RDNA 1 is like a decent upgrade compared to its predecessors, and this is kind of like a plus refresh. Yeah, there's some few architectural changes, but RDNA 2 is a refresh of what's existing. I think when AMD comes out with some new architecture, well, maybe not even new architecture. I think next generation we might see a decent bump in hash rate compared to this jump from 5,000 to 6,000, but we have to see. So Bispy Trippin did a live stream yesterday about this, talking about Hut 8 buys 30 million worth of Nvidia's new crypto mining GPUs. These are specialized GPUs with no I/O on the backside that they're trying to sell to cryptocurrency miners. Hut 8 has purchased 30 million of Nvidia's new crypto mining specific graphics cards to help the company expand into mining for other cryptocurrencies besides Bitcoin. Called the Cryptocurrency Mining Processor, or CMP, the new GPUs was launched earlier this year to target professional cryptocurrency miners. Nvidia introduced the GPU in part to steer those miners away from GPUs, like their normal 3080, 3060, 3060 Ti, stuff like that, following complaints by the company's core gaming customers frustrated by the shortages caused by the miner demand. Let's talk about that real quick. So going back to eBay, and this is what I don't understand. I understand there's like miner demand or something like that, but I personally am not using a bot, and I don't know anybody that is using a bot in my personal circle, even in the crypto sphere. But the biggest problem to me is the bots and scalpers. If these guys, the Newegg and the vendors, could mitigate these bots and actually work, because they tried to mitigate it, but there's still ways to get around it, then I think things will be a little bit better. So maybe it is the miners that are buying these GPUs at these crazy prices because you can still technically ROI on it. I think once Ethereum switches or London happens in summer, that the profitability may not be as attractive, so people aren't going to be wanting to spend $1,000 on a 3060 Ti, which you should not be doing. But maybe that might help. Realistically, the number one problem to me is stopping the bots and scalpers from taking advantage of this high demand, low supply situation. And then miners, if they are buying up all the GPUs, even at these crazy prices, that's not really helping anybody. That's giving incentive to these scalpers to continue to do it. But Nvidia introduced the GPU in part to steer miners away from their GPUs. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below. I think it's primarily bots and scalpers. If you have a bot and you're a miner and you're just getting it to load up your warehouse, let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you're doing that, because I don't know anybody. In total, CMP sales during the new product's first quarter this year is 50 million in total in sales. Wow. The company's Q4 earnings call, Nvidia CEO Colette Chris said it's expected 50 million in total CMP sales during the new product's first quarter this year, per CoinDesk prior reporting. Hut 8 filed 60% of that in one target order. So that's just one company getting 60%. So 60% of 50 million. Damn, dude. Good golly, Miss Molly. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What is it? Times 0.6. Dang, $30 million. Ooh. All right, so the machines open up a new opportunity for Hut 8's plans for diversified revenue streams, said CEO Jamie Leverton in a statement. The new CMPs will add roughly 1,600 gigahash of power to the firm's mining capacity, which will use to mine alternate blockchains like Ethereum and stuff like that until it goes away. Allocating mining capacity to alternate blockchains like Ethereum has been rewarded handsomely by the public market investors, as seen by the stock price of Hive compared to its Canadian traded counterparts who have focused on Bitcoin to date. Shares of Toronto-based company have gained 130% year to date just above $7. Bitcoin has climbed 77% in that same period. That's a lot of power right there. Damn, dude, 1600 gigahash in one facility. I wonder which models they got, because the models that they have, the only ones that I'm interested in are the top two, not the lower ones. Personally, I'd rather get the 3080 and the 3060 Ti, but I think they're trying to mitigate that with these, and I don't know. We'll have to see. All right, everybody's still chilling, talking. Nobody's got my attention. All right, good deal. Continuing on. So 99.98% less power. Lighthouse first Ethereum and ETH 2.0 merge transaction is one of the first steps towards phase 1.5 that will dock ETH1 and ETH2. Let me make sure that I have this in the description real quick. So we're getting closer and closer to that time, guys. We'll have to see how things play out. You guys know my thoughts and opinion. There's no need to continue, beat a dead horse here. EIP 1559 is moving forward. No use crying over spilled milk. It's not even something you really need to cry about. It's just, I respect all people until they don't show me respect. I trust all people, which is stupid, until I can't trust them anymore. That's really dumb. But either way, avid supporter of Ethereum for a long time. I probably still will be. Just a little let down. That's all. I'm already moved on to different stuff. I do have some upcoming videos mining Ethereum and showing you some results and information, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, this blockchain security provider Sigma Pride has announced its first merge transaction between the two Ethereum networks. Lighthouse. Its transaction was made by its Lighthouse client using only proof-of-stake validators, it stated on March 25th tweet. It added that this was a step towards the 99.98% drop in Ethereum energy consumption, deriving that figure from the calculations that compare the current proof of work ETH1 with the much more efficient proof of stake ETH 2.0. Primarily, you should take this signal that ETH1 and ETH2 developers are actively working together on the merge. This is not the first such feat that has been managed. Sigma Prime pointed out that in August last year, Teku, Ethereum client, had also demoed a prototype capable of performing any ETH1 transaction in an ETH2 environment. The transaction is part of the initial steps towards 1.5 and Ethereum 2.0 upgrade roadmap, when a docking process will emerge ETH1 mainnet with the ETH2 beacon chain and the sharding system. Excuse me. Energy drinks. Makes you burp. To move the proof of stake, the move to proof of stake will eliminate the energy hungry mining operations that's currently powering ETH1 through the blockchain, but it would still run as a shard of ETH2 once phase 1.5 is complete. A discussion on mining and its power consumption was spawned on Reddit in response to Lighthouse development, citing the increased cost of electricity, graphics processors, and at the moment, due to the global chip shortage, Redditor Highlight According 98 stated that it's simpler to profit from staking than mining. If I were a miner, I would be sitting on a pile of stake ETH from selling my equipment, collecting APY, and waiting for the merge. That's one way. Currently staking on a beacon chain is yielding about 8.2% with 3.6 million ETH already deposited according to the launch pad. That's one way to make money. But as for me, I'm just going to switch projects. I'm just going to, I got my ETH. I'll participate like I normally do, DApps, DeFi, whatever. But I'm just going to switch projects. So Ethereum's high gas fee prices will not be solved at EIP 1559. A lot of people still think for some reason that this is magically going to fix stuff, and it's not. Tech Man, thank you so much, buddy, for being a member. That's what I'm thanking you for, if you were wondering. Constantly full blocks are the primary reason that gas prices have reached all-time highs. A report by analytics provider Coinmetrics has dove into the world of Ethereum transaction fees, noting that they're still at highest ever levels, and even much touted approaching network upgrade is unlikely to alleviate the problem. According to the Ethereum gas report, which I love, by the way. It's good stuff, this right here. But according to it, median fees on the Ethereum have been constantly over $10 for most of 2021. Comparatively, the average Ethereum transaction fee reached just $5.70 at the height of 2017-2018 bull market. We didn't have DeFi then. Or if we did, it wasn't as robust. Different types of transactions require different amounts of gas. A simple ERC20 token transfer uses much less gas than a complex smart contract operation for an automated market maker, for example. However, it's noted that rather than DeFi being the root cause of high gas fees, it is simply more transactions in general. Since January 2020, the amount of gas used per transaction has trended downwards. This shows the increased transaction complexity is not responsible for the high transaction fees. Note, Ethereum transactions are currently auctioned, with those paying more gas taking minor priority and getting faster transactions than those that have set lower gas limit. MEV. The report noted that current high fees are because the blocks are consistently full, around 95%, and have been since mid-2020 and the DeFi boom. From March 2021, Ethereum blocks have been 97 to 98% full, is what research found. It explains that miners need to specify which transactions to include when mining new blocks, and on each block can only include a limited number of transactions, on average 160 to 200, due to the maximum block size. So miners naturally prioritize transaction with the highest gas prices, since they will earn them the most money if these transactions are included. Now, they say miners, everybody keeps saying miners and stuff like that. I want to make something crystal clear here, okay? You and I are not picking and choosing the blocks we want because we want to make the most profit off of it. If that were the case, this would be even worse, to be honest. It's the pools themselves and whatever system, privately set up system they have, that's choosing, this transaction over this transaction, and why was this transaction picked over this transaction? And it's because this payment or this bribe or whatever you want to call it. But we ourselves, I do not choose which one I want. It's the pool itself, and then we just get to work and do it. So, everybody's blaming miners, but it's not you, the at-home miner, or you, the small to mid-sized miner, that's actually getting to choose it, unless you do have some type of pool set up and running MEV and stuff like that. So this approach is getting abused, and I don't really like it. I talked about it in a past video. If you haven't checked it out, please do so. I doubt that the pools are going to take ownership. Just to be brutally honest, I don't think they're going to take any ownership whatsoever. Some pools are providing or beginning to make payments in MEV, right? So that will help offset the loss in profits of EIP 1559. But unfortunately, there are going to be pools that probably aren't going to participate. They're just not going to pay you. That's money that they can use. If they're using it to upgrade to whatever, then maybe cool, whatever. But I don't know, man. This thing is a little bit dark, a little bit worrisome, and a little bit unethical in my opinion. But I'm gonna stop it there. You can't call the kettle black if we got some stuff on our own plate that needs to be addressed. So we'll see how things go. There's been enough infighting with this whole EIP 1559 discussion. I don't want to start another one. I just want to make you guys aware that, support the pools basically that do pay you guys MEV, right? So that's Ethermine now, Izil, Flexpool, and I'm not sure who else announced it, but just keep an eye on it, okay? So NFT craze is obviously another one that's been popping off on Ethereum here. NFT craze and institutional money to bring the next 100 million crypto users, says Crypto.com CEO. The two main factors driving mass adoption are converging, says Chris Marzak. Let's see here. Interview. To understand the catalyst that will push crypto to 200 million users. For more crypto, blah, 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 blah. All right, that has nothing to do with what I was wanting. Okay, one adoption. It took over a decade for crypto to reach 100 million users, or 1% of the global population, according to a study by Crypto.com. But Marsliak expects the next 100 million users to arrive in a far quicker time frame. Going from 100 to 200 million is going to be much, much, much faster than going from, 50 to 100 million. The arrival of notable institutions into crypto space has signaled to many that the mainstream adoption is underway. Household names such as PayPal, Tesla, are beefing up their Bitcoin acquisitions and supporting Bitcoin payments rails for non-crypto native customers. There is just a whole new slew of financial institutions that now are putting a certain proportion of their assets into Bitcoin, so this drives quite a lot of action. NFTs have established themselves as the hottest topic of 2021 so far. The NBA, Jack Dorsey, and some of the most prestigious auction houses in the world are all cashing into the craze. Marsliak is excited about the prospect of top celebrities who have 100 to 200 million followers, or 250 million, could get their fan base involved with crypto. He believes it could lead to a surge in new users. Today, culture is led by influencers who are just operating online. This is the perfect time for NFTs to actually go mainstream. And NFTs have gone a little bit crazy. I do like the fact that one of our favorite NFL players, Patrick Mahomes, is actually involved in NFTs as well. So this is a celebrity over at marketsplace.com, or Markers Place. And I think this is really cool. And you can bid on something like this in Ethereum, and you can validate that, make sure that it's signed. And here it is, it's signed. You can see the contract ID and everything. And I think this is pretty cool that celebrities like this are getting into it. Now, I wouldn't say Patrick Mahomes himself is doing this. He might have a team with him that's helping him out. But I think that's really, really cool. That's the new owner, by the way, of this particular helmet. I think there's edition 1 of 49. I think there's even a 51 going out. So yeah, NFT things are getting pretty crazy. And they're selling for a lot. Some of these are 200,000. We've seen some of the millions, stuff like that. So we'll see how things go. All right. So at SEC Crypto Mom, we got 15 minutes left. I'll address any questions you guys might have. So if you got a question, make sure you hang on to it. We'll talk about it in just a moment. SEC's Crypto Mom warns selling fractional NFTs, which is similar to what we were talking about here, because this helmet was edition 50, and there was 50 of them. So fractional NFTs. And baskets of non-fungible tokens could easily be considered investment contracts under U.S. securities law, warns the SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce. Speaker at Draper Security Summit, blah blah blah, March 25th. SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce, also known as Crypto Mom, warned the issuers of fractional non-fungible tokens and NFT index baskets that they could inadvertently be distributing investment products. While Pierce stated the whole concept of NFT is supposed to be non-fungible, meaning that in general it's less likely to be a security, she noted that people are being very creative with the type of NFTs they are putting out. Pierce urged NFT issuers to be cautious if they decide to sell fractional interest in NFT or NFT baskets, stating, "You better be careful that you're not creating something that's an investment product rather than a security." With NFTs fetching increasing exorbitant prices, which they have, fractional interest in these assets enables smaller investors to still be able to gain exposure to a small share of high-priced NFTs. Earlier this month, Cointelegraph reported that 2 emerging teams offering novel solutions for fractional non-fungible tokens. Pierce also criticized the use of Howey tests to assess whether crypto assets are securities, asserting hasn't worked that well for the industry. The Howey test is frequently used by the courts to determine whether an asset is a security, with the test being derived from the landmark 1946 court case concerning real asset contracts issued by the owner of Citrus Grove to fund the business expansion. Pierce said that if the test was used in 1946 case in the same way that is applied to crypto, the courts would have been seeking to determine whether the fruit trees were securities rather than the investment contracts related to the plants. Pierce also noted that she hopes to collaborate with incoming SEC Chairman Gary Gensler on developing her safe harbor plan, which will reduce regulatory scrutiny of emerging blockchain networks. So yeah, I'm hoping Crypto Mom can not let the SEC go off the leash. Because last time I talked to you guys about the SEC, if you remember, basically they kind of got this sit and wait approach. They want to see how the markets develop. You know, there was going to be a bunch of regulatory situations happening. And this was kind of like before the big boom. I think it was after like PayPal announced or something like that. And they were just like, you know what, we're going to take 5 years. We're going to watch y'all go. And then we'll decide on regulatory action. And that was one of the biggest things stopping institutional investment, or at least big institutional investment. Because if you don't know how the U.S. is going to regulate this, you know, they may regulate it into the ground. So why jump in it? You want to know that the U.S. is crypto friendly, not like India and other countries that are right now trying to put a crypto ban or crypto mining ban. So hopefully we can get some open-minded individuals in government, and they don't regulate cryptocurrency into the ground. That's all the news topics I have for today. Anybody have any questions? Let's try to find a cheap 3060 Ti real quick. 9 minutes left. Quick bid, $1,100. And Taines agrees with me. He says regarding MEV and all the websites that keep saying miners, they need to change the terminology. It's the pools, not the miners, to trade and developers. If you aren't the investor, then you're just a miner to them. So it's not the pools, or excuse me, it's not the miners that get to choose which blocks to work, which blocks to prioritize because they get the most money out of it. It's the pools itself. We just do the work. And then the pool supposedly pays us out. Matter of fact, let's go look up some mining pools real quick. Mining pool stats.stream. And I wish, and I tagged not your normal miner, actually tagged mining pool stats.stream to Twitter, and I tagged them as well. It would be really nice to see the MEV profits, right? So right next to pool fee, or maybe behind it, it would say MEV, and then it will have a percent, right? So 80% of MEV is paid out to miners, 90% from FlexPool, so on and so forth. FlexPool has gained some terahash and stuff like that, but they're not as popular as some of the bigger pools. They are working on something from my last communication with them. They're working on something to notate here that they're paying 90% of MEV rewards to the miners. Everybody else, you know, I'm not too sure about. I doubt Sparkpool did anything. Son of a tech, thank you so much. Do you convert donos to crypto? No. Maybe. Possibly. I plead the fifth. So does Sparkpool, I don't think Sparkpool has any announcements about MEV. Yeah, same here, Son of a Tech. So Son of a Tech, Red Panda Mining, and myself all are, I believe I'm correct in saying this. We're testing out the MEV profits, right? So like I've been mining for a while, and I want to see what the profits are compared to a pool that doesn't pay MEV. And I already have the data from a pool that doesn't pay MEV. So I want to see what the profits are like with 90% MEV. Now I'm a small miner. I would say about 580 to 600 mega hash only. So we'll have to see what those profits look like. I don't think Nanopools made an announcement yet. I haven't really been able to keep up with every single pool. It's really hard to tell. But what I would recommend is make sure you guys are keeping up with the pools and supporting pools that do pay out MEV to the miners. Okay? MEV mining pool. Let's see if those keywords bring up anything. Yeah, see, this is us. Hivon is one that's implementing something. They already announced that or advised me of that. Ethermine, Azil, Flexpool, I'm not sure about 2 miners. I don't know if there's an announcement yet. But yeah, support the pools that support you guys is what I would go with. Now, granted, all of these pools, most of these pools, except for the couple of them, were against EIP 1559. But now that EIP 1559 is underway, the question is, you know, what's up with these MEV payments? Are you guys going to be paying us that? What's happening? You know, because it's been ongoing for a while. If you haven't checked it out, my video, MEV is not new. It's been around for quite a bit. It's just we weren't seeing the proceeds from that. If we were seeing the proceeds plus getting these high gas fees, profits, we'd be making bank right now. And I think even more people would not like us. But we'll have to see how things go. Just support the pools that support the miners for sure. And we'll see how things go. If you find out there's a pool that started, that made an announcement about MEV, do me a favor, tag me on Twitter. Retweet me and tag me, so that way I can see it. But right now it's just Hivon, from my understanding, that's going to be implementing Ethermine, Azil, and Flexpool. You three ever think about combining your data for everyone? Pocket Change, the best I can do is I can share my data with Son of Attack, Red Panda, and then they can compare and contrast. But no, trying to find a time where Son of Attack, Red, and I are all available is very hard. For example, today's stream, Red went on before me, but he's not available because he's got to take care of his family, and then I wasn't available during that time, so I go on after. So it's kind of hard. We're all grown men trying to take care of our families, as well as provide you guys quality content and data or information. So I greatly appreciate it. If there's a way that I could collab in another form or fashion, I will. But it's all about communication, which is what we have. We do communicate with each other, and I greatly appreciate Son of a Tech and Red Panda Mining and everybody in the crypto sphere who help share data and information. So anyways, this GPU is about a dip in 4 minutes, but it's $1,100. Sometimes you could find a low straggler for cheap. It's really hard to do. And if it gets closer to the end of its time, you can kind of snipe it, but they're very few and far between, and you got to be careful of people who are scalping you. So people will scalp you, or some people are in here battling bots saying, box only, read description, which is perfectly fine, except you got to be careful with that, because you get charged for that listing even though you're not selling anything, so just be careful. It's fun to mess with the scalpers, but unfortunately their bots are way too good. The bot world, if you guys really want me to do a deep dive or just a video, I can't show you the bot world. I do have access. I could get a bot, but morally it's wrong, okay? I don't care if you're trying to buy Nikes or Supreme or whatever GPUs. It's wrong. That's just the way I feel. Now, you may feel differently, fine. But morally, I think it's wrong. It's a very gray area for me. It's kind of like black hat hacking. I'm more of a gray hat, right? I do it to try to bring good, like a Robin Hood. I'm not a black hat. I'm a gray hat, as you can see. But the botting, yeah, you could get a bunch of GPUs. Technically, if I could get one up, all I would do is contact the people in the mining space, sell it at the same cost that I got it, and go from there. But you got to be very careful, because once those programs or communities find out that you're doing that and you're sharing with the world, so to speak, you'll get banned. You'll get kicked. So it's a very dark area, not a dark web, but it's a very dark area. You got to be like in a crew, or you got to know somebody that's in it, or you got to sign up for it and be vigilant on your notifications. It's very strange world. But if you're interested in me talking about it in more detail, let me know down in the comments as well. Unsubscribe if you get a bot. I'm serious, dude. I do not like it. I would not blame you. That's some BS. And then all it is these guys that, like, look, hang on. Let's see if we can find one real quick. We got 5 minutes left. Let's go look at this seller. Okay? What did this seller have? All right, so he's got nothing but GPUs. All right? So clearly he's buying. But I want to see something here. Let's find somebody new. What I'm looking for, okay, it's very few and far between. But what I'm looking for here is somebody who used to sell apparel. I can't see their past stuff. But like some of them, you'll see that they have a GPU for sale, but then they have like Nike LeBron edition, blah, 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 blah. You know, Kobe, blah, 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 blah. You know, Nike, blah, 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 Air Force One, whatever. And they're just converted. They use a bot that they were using to, like, look, trading cards that, you know, some of them can get you really good money. And then this guy's got a couple GPUs. So this guy's botting for sure. Okay, this seller right here is botting. But this is capitalist America, and that's not illegal. It's just, in my opinion, it's not morally right. You may differ and you may think differently, which is perfectly fine. You know, you do you. Whatever you got to do to make money, I understand. But at the same time, man, like, this is just sitting, guys. This is just sitting. Nobody's using this. This is sitting in this guy's closet or whatever. Nobody is using this. And look how many he has. Doesn't that make you mad? Doesn't that make you mad that this is just sitting, not being used by anybody? And look how many he has. That's That's just infuriating. Infuriating. But yeah, man, that's the world we live in right now. GPUs are really hard to get. Best thing I could suggest is, again, if you join down below, go to the community tab after you join. I think it's community or memberships, but the Discord link is in there. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to hook some people out right now. Now, yeah, my Discord link is behind a paywall, and that's to prevent bots because they've been getting really crazy and spams and stuff like that. Like, our boy, Son of a Tech, has Rocket Chat in his membership tab, and Rocket Chat's a lot better than Discord, in my opinion. I just haven't done it or set it up. What I would suggest is I'm gonna drop some right now, and the link's only gonna last for 1 day. It's only gonna have 50 uses, and you gotta verify once you're in the server. You have to verify to prevent, you know, I don't want any bots. I don't want any scammers. If anybody's pretending to be me down below, report them. Let me know. That's not me. I'm not going to ask you for anything. I'm not going to ask you to hit me up on Telegram, WhatsApp. I'm not going to ask for your email or ask you to email me. I'm not going to ask you for crypto. None of that stuff. I might ask you for your crypto address, but when I do a giveaway, it's usually live. And I just, you know, or a Gleam giveaway. So don't fall for that tricks. But if you join the Discord, which I have linked, there's stock drops in there. Just make sure you verify. As well, you got the New Egg Shuffle, which it only happens every once in a while. I don't think it happens every day. Yeah, it doesn't happen every day. But you got the New Egg Shuffle, you got stock drops, and check locally. Check on Facebook Marketplace. See what's going on. See what's happening. And just like you see, I got this GPU for $50 over the original MSRP. You could wind up scoring a GPU from somebody that doesn't know any better. That's not paying attention to the fact that, oh, everything's sold out everywhere, blah, 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 blah. No, man. You can find it for fairly cheap. So I wish you guys the best of luck. Let me check and see if anybody's into the stream real quick. Stock drops have been happening. I just looked at the Discord just now. A bunch of 3060, 3070s, 3090s in the US and a 6700 XT in the US as well. Oh my God, $1,300, $1,400. Screw that. All right, nobody else is coming on behind me. CryptoFace, I do not know them personally, but if you're interested in that, maybe go check it out. DCA Adventure was on earlier. Yeah, we're good to go. All right. So, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Any last-minute questions? No? All right. I scalped a 3080 to get 3060 Ti's, and I still feel ashamed. Well, I got two 3080s, one from Best Buy and one from Newegg, and it was just sheer luck. Stock drop, got the link, clicked it, add to cart, beat a bot. Got one to my close friend Matt because he's a gamer. Kept the other one, the Gigabyte, which was a pain in my butt. And then got a 3060 Ti luck through luck again, and then a 3060 through the Newegg shuffle, and that's it. That's all I got. The 6800, I think I got I got the 3060 Ti through EVGA, and then the 6800 RX 6800 from Newegg as well, just by sheer luck. It's all about luck, guys. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Do me a favor on the way out, hit the like button, subscribe for more content like this, and comment below. Let me know your thoughts on any of the news articles that we talked about today, or what you're doing. You guys have yourself a wonderful weekend. Be safe. Bitcoin hopefully will continue to go up steadily, but surely. And remember what I said about April weekend. So next weekend is what I'm looking for. Hopefully we can see a pretty decent sized pump. Not too crazy, just a decent pump, as it has been doing for years. You guys take care of yourselves. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, this live stream was sponsored by dogelord.com.